Hi, Wayne Williams here from Speaking of Horses TV, and we'd like to thank the many supporters and underwriters who make this show possible. Equessential's horse care products for the complete horse. Andis clippers and grooming equipment. The best grooming technology comes from Andis. To the stall butler, save on shavings by up to 50% from Stall Butler. This innovative design from Stall Butler is great for use around your stable. Overland Carts, a wonderful design by the multi-purpose cart, does all types of stable functions. Overland Carts, a great supporter. Woodstar Stalls and custom-built stables, complete, thanks to Woodstar and their online Design Your Own program. And One Source Nutrition, a step ahead of all equine nutritional products, thanks to One Source. Please thank all of our supporters who make Speaking of Horses TV possible. Hey, welcome to our report. This is the February report of the World of Equine News. Glad to have you join us here. I'm your host, Wayne Williams. Our first story about the inaugural parade. Now, when At Ease, which is the volunteers of this group, received the news that they were to participate in President Barack Obama's inaugural parade recently, it seemed like a dream come true. However, dreams don't become reality without a little adversity and some vehicle problems. Now, At Ease, a nonprofit equine therapy program housed at Freedom Stables between Deerfield and Cambridge in Wisconsin, serves disabled veterans and service members from a whole wide area, including several in Jefferson County, Wisconsin. Volunteers with At Ease applied to participate in the inaugural parade on a whim and were thrilled when they were selected. After weeks of preparation and a final system check on January 16th, the group was set to head out the following day.
At Ease is a horse therapy group for veterans and their families. They were also the only group chosen to be in the parade. But NBC 15's Phil Levin found the trip of a lifetime met with just as much trouble.
Hauling 3 horses from Deerfield to D.C. was already going to be a struggle. But truck troubles in places like Ohio and West Virginia had the group questioning if they'd make it to Pennsylvania Avenue, all the while carrying our camera on the ride of their lives.
Woo, there you go.
With the animals inside, their trip started smoothly.
El Paso, Illinois.
Until making it halfway in Ohio.
Asheville, Ohio. Keep blowing fuses.
The truck they'd had checked trailing 3 horses had failing electronics.
Turn around in the dark and you have no lights behind the trailer. I'm like, didn't know this was going to be the easy part of things.
After a day of repairs and more driving, they're stranded again, this time at altitude.
Coming up the top of this mountain, not too far from Morgantown, West Virginia, and all of a sudden, bam, I crawled under the truck and it was stuff squirting everywhere. Duct tape wasn't going to fix it.
Already past a Secret Service deadline, they phoned home for help, finding a friend from their 105th Cavalry unit with connections from time in the Pentagon.
They had friends who worked in West Virginia, had worked for somebody who'd worked for somebody who'd worked for somebody who had an ex-boyfriend who lived in that area.
And who helped any way they could.
Little kids brought carrots for the horses. Just that kind of local kindness.
But there were friends from back home who went the extra mile. Actually, 700 miles. Neighbors driving from Deerfield to West Virginia with a new truck without stopping.
And they drove the entire night to come and rescue us.
This truck is now permanently parked. There's zippy, no worse for the wear.
We were so low. We were below zero. And suddenly we had an opportunity to do just what we had set out to do.
We're going through the heaviest mountains. We're all knocking on wood.
Wow!
Washington, D.C.
Tired and 3 days tardy, they led the escort to the parade as tales of their struggle and triumph spread.
It helped heal some of the hardship of getting there, hearing that crowd yell for the veterans and yell for Wisconsin.
And Terry, a vet who stops by the stable every week, gets a salute from his commander-in-chief.
It meant so much to him to have the president acknowledge him.
Thank God for friends, family, and believers in this program because they all made it happen.
USDF gold, silver, and bronze medalist Heidi Degla and her Mount Sonata rode away with a high score at the show during the International Horse Sport Dressage Premiere held at Equestrian Estates in Loxahatchee, Florida. Scoring an impressive 78.5 in the 5-year-old Material class, Sonata earned 8s in all gaits except medium walk, in which they were scored at 7.5. It was truly amazing, being the high point of the entire show, she said. Sonata got 8 on the trot, 8 on canter, and an 8 for overall impression. Current, Deglia has several adult amateur clients for the season, including Cara Broderick, who flies her horse back and forth from England to train. For more information on Deglia, visit her website, HeidiDressage.com. Well, you know, there's a new movie coming out. Rex Peterson, Carrie Swanson of Swanson-Peterson Productions are coordinating all the horses, riding and carriage driving scenes for the filming of the new Russel Crowe movie, Winter's Tale. Thanks to Carrie for sending us this news. Where they're filming Winter's Tale in New York City right now. All the horses and carriages for the production are ours, and we're training all the horsemen for the film. Now, the main character is Magical, a magical white horse, a thief, and a lover. Our white horses are Andalusian Zeke and Merlin, and our geldings, Peaches, is the only mare, and she is ridden by stunt doubles for the jumping, running scenes. Russel Crowe's character is Pearlie Soames, who rides Tough, an American quarter horse. Colin Farrell rides our Andalusian stallion named Listo. We've had several driving scenes with quarter horses and thoroughbreds and paints. Now, the cast includes Colin Farrell as Peter Lake, Jessica Brown Finley as Beverly, Jennifer Connelly as Virginia, Will Smith the judge, and Russel Crowe as Pearlie. Now, we asked Carrie if Russel Crowe is a nice guy and a good rider, and she said, yeah, he's a wonderful man, very kind and generous, and he is an excellent rider. It's not easy filming in New York City with horses. We had to shut down a block on Park Avenue to unload the horses for a scene at Grand Central Station, where we had 5 carriages, 2 work wagons, and police horses. It's just insane. Now, if you don't know about Rex's work, he did all the horse work for Hidalgo, and much of it for the movie Dreamer a few years ago. We'll be right back with an interview from Denver with PATH, the Therapeutic Riding Group. That's their headquarters. Stay with us. Hi, Wayne Williams here from Speaking of Horses TV, and we'd like to thank the many supporters and underwriters who make this show possible. Equessential's horse care products for the complete horse. Andis clippers and grooming equipment. The best grooming technology comes from Andis. To the stall butler, save on shavings by up to 50% from Stall Butler. This innovative design from Stall Butler is great for use around your stable. Overland Carts, a wonderful design by the Multi-Purpose Cart, does all types of stable functions. Overland Carts, a great supporter. Woodstar Stalls and Custom-Built Stables, complete, thanks to Woodstar and their online Design Your Own program. And One Source Nutrition, a step ahead of all equine nutritional products, thanks to One Source. Please thank all of our supporters who make Speaking of Horses TV possible. We were in Denver. Speaking of Horses TV recently attended the United States Pony Club annual meeting in Denver. While we were there, we caught up with Kay Marsh Green, the CEO of PATH. Here's that interview from Denver, Colorado. Well, here we are speaking of horses, and we are in Colorado. We're at the United States Pony Club National Convention, and I'm happy to be standing here right now with Kay Green, and she is the head of Chief Executive Officer, that's an official title, of PATH. Now, PATH is the new name for what used to be called NARA, or North American Riding for the Handicapped, and they've changed for some good reasons. So, first of all, Kay, welcome, and second of all, tell us about the reason for the name change.
Happy to be here and talk to you. Yes, we realize that North America Riding for the Handicapped did not say what we were anymore. We were no longer just North America. We're no longer riding, and handicapped is not a term that we are using. So we ended up with association, and we needed to change that. We became the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship International. We have international members, so that's why the international is there. They were very loud, and they wanted to be part of us. And the Professional Association really stands for what our members are, our riding instructors, and they wanted to be that, and our therapeutic instructors. Therapeutic horsemanship, we're just not riding anymore. We're vaulting and driving, carriage driving, and a lot of on-the-ground work for mental health and mental facilitated learning. So
you've gone well beyond just therapeutic riding and the like. You've gone into all these other things, hence, expanding the name to PATH. Now, what does PATH stand for again?
Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship International.
Gotcha. Now, there's no more rewarding thing to be in than that. I have worked with Smiles Therapeutic Riding in Darien, Wisconsin. Enjoyed that time. It's a very rewarding thing. And they also have on board, licensed therapists and the like. So it's quite an encompassing program.
Yes, it is. We have physical therapists, occupational therapists, and we have mental health professionals also at many of the centers. So we've really grown.
And here you are at the Pony Club. Your headquarters are in Denver, so here you are at the Pony Club convention this year in Denver, and it's a great match.
It is a great match, and we are happy to work with the Pony Club. They will be coming to our conference in Orlando in November, and we just think that it helps both of us expand our knowledge. And the kids here, they're the ones who may go into equine sciences, and this may be something that they'd like to go into, so we want them to be aware of our profession.
Well, you've got all the kids that are enjoying Pony Club and all the things they do with Pony Club and the fun they're having with their horses or ponies. And then you've got the students in PATH at the various centers around the country, and they need that helping hand, and this is such a great match.
Yes, it is. Yes, we're tickled to death.
So I will say, go on to PATH, P-A-T-H, look them up on the website, find a center near you. I guarantee you, whatever you do there will be rewarding. You'll be helping people. You'll feel better about yourself. It's a great organization. Kay, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to PATH in the future, and check them out. We're here. We're in Colorado. We're at the National United States Pony Club Convention, and we got a lot more coming. Stay with us on Speaking of Horses. Well, now we go Dateline, Wellington, Florida. Demonstration riders attending the 2013 Succeed USDF FEI Level Trainers Conference will be dressing in style during the two-day Wellington Conference, thanks to the horse, of course. One of the nation's premier tack shops specializing in dressage tack, clothing, and supplies. This year's Trainers Conference will feature Olympian Stefan Peters and the United States Equestrian Federation National Young Dressage Horse Coach Scott Hassler. The conference will be held in January at Mary Ann McPhail's High Meadow Farm, Lochahaxee, Florida. The horse, of course, is a strong supporter of the equestrian community and travels across the country with their mobile store, attending horse shows and sponsoring classes. And, dressage riders from around the world rely on products, clothing, and saddles from this company. Well, news from Canada. The Canadian Natural Horsemanship is from Canada, and 6 Bar Ranch and Canadian Natural Horsemanship will soon be releasing their next DVD set, Introduction to Riding. Now, you can expect the same clear, step-by-step detailed instruction as with the round penning and online groundwork. The Introduction to Riding DVD set is intended to be used as a follow-up from the round penning and online groundwork DVD sets. Also, the audio CD, Effective Horsemanship and Equine Behavior, is a great gift, goes along to fit with any DVD set, giving you a deeper insight into your horse and equine behavior. 6 Bar Ranch, home of Canadian natural horsemanship. You know, the College Preparatory Invitational hosted its 3rd year of competition this weekend at the stadium in Palm Beach International Equestrian Center in Wellington, home to the Equine Global Dressage Festival. Over 150 riders from across the country participated in 4 levels of hunt seat competition, along with 2 levels of dressage. The College Preparatory Invitational offers riders grades 8 to 12 exposure to collegiate-level equestrian competition, as well as the opportunity to be recruited by the nation's top colleges and universities offering equestrian programs. And additionally, CPI awarded 5 scholarships totaling $8,000. Nearly 30 colleges and universities were exceptionally pleased with the College Expo presented by Practical Horseman magazine, which allowed them to discuss both athletic and academic programs offered at their schools with riders in attendance. Now, many received record numbers of student response cards and are eager to return next year. We'll be right back with a bit on ranch sorting. You know, ranch sorting is bringing the national event to Fort Worth's Will Rogers Memorial Center. Yes, Will Rogers Memorial Center is fast becoming the home of champions, or at least champions for ranch sorting and the national championships there, and they're going to bring 2 premier events to the Fort Worth facility this year, including the national finals. Now, the South Central Ranch Sorting National Championships World Series comes to Will Rogers April 26th to the 28th this year, and then the Ranch Sorting National Championships National Finals will be June 4th to the 10th. Ranch sorting is a sport with roots deep in Texas cattle tradition. It evolved from the common ranch work practice of separate cattle into pens. You separate them out and you can brand them for transport. Now, the organization's numbers continue to grow. Formally established in 2007 and now with more than 17,000 members, more than 400 shows booked this season, they expect more than 6,000 teams to participate in June. Speaking of horses, we're happy to have covered the finals, which were in Tulsa last year, where they had nearly 6,000 teams. The great sport of ranch sorting is exploding across the United States, and we couldn't be more excited about the chance to bring our sport to Fort Worth. That's from David Wolf, president of the Ranch Sorting National Championships. We can't wait to bring that show to Fort Worth and the Will Rogers Memorial Center and show them what we have to offer. The new agreement brings the fast-growing showcases to Fort Worth through 2015, with options available for 2 additional years for both shows. An economic impact in Fort Worth of nearly $3.4 million per year. Well, now we're going to shift gears and we're going to talk polo. Polo is a long-time historical event, an equine event, and we recently talked with Wilbur O'Farrell about polo today. Its deep roots in Pony Club as well. Here's our chat at the Pony Club Convention with Polo's Wilbur O'Farrell. Watch.
Well, we're still here. We are at the United States Pony Club National Convention. I'm really happy to be sitting next to a gentleman I've met and run into many times, Wilbur O'Farrell. And you've kind of changed positions a little bit, but polo is your game, right?
Polo is my game, that's for sure. Yeah, I started off with the working for the Polo Training Foundation for about 15 years, and now I work for the United States Polo Association, doing kind of the same thing, but I'm the head youth instructor for the USPA right now.
Now, I know that here at the Pony Club convention in Colorado, many of the games that Pony Clubbers play are closely related to polo. Do they play polo exactly, or do they just play variations?
There's variations that they can do within the USPC organization, and then they can also play polo actually as an interscholastic team for the United States Polo Association as well.
And, of course, you're cultivating polo players for the future as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we also show them other things that they can do with their horses to have fun with. And most of the intercollegiate interscholastic games are during the wintertime, so it doesn't always affect the other equine disciplines that they do.
Right. And, polo is a wonderful sport. I actually, last March here in Denver at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo, they had a polo exhibition. They had a team from Kentucky, from the university, and a team from, I want to say, Colorado, played a match, and they didn't have an announcer, and I said, if you'll sit beside me so that I call the things properly, and I called the polo match. They gave me the clues as to what the penalties were and all that, but I called the polo match. I had a ball.
It's a great time. It's always a lot of fun to be an announcer when you're actually at a polo game. The announcer is one of the most important people as far as spectators go, to inform the spectators what's going on in the game. And of course, I just wanted to add that the arena is probably the most spectator game to watch than anything else.
Well, and keep it in mind, I had a very educated young man beside me that called all the shots. I was kind of the mouthpiece because I didn't know them all myself, Wilbur, but it was a lot of fun, and polo's a very exciting thing, and it fits right in with the Pony Club.
Yes, it does. It's actually now a discipline within the Pony Club, which means that the kids can actually play against themselves for the United States Pony Club.
Well, it's always great to see you and be with you, and we're going to do more as far as featuring some of what you're doing with polo. So, Wilbur, thank you.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Williams. It's sure great to see you again.
My pleasure, and we'll keep watching polo right here at the United States Pony Club National Convention. Thanks.
Have a good day. All right.
Well, now we've talked to Wilbur. Let's watch just a little bit. We have a polo match from two collegiate teams competing. Let's watch just some highlights from this match. The Southern Kettle Moraine Trails Association in southern Wisconsin recently held their annual meeting, and along with the general supportive data on trails and trail maintenance, there were speakers as well. Now here, Andrea Kahn from Jefferson questions Joe Monroe, an equine nutritional specialist, while Sue Press of Eagle examines product information following that annual meeting. The Southern Kettle Moraine Horse Trail Association at which Monroe discussed equine dietary needs. Now, although he represents Progressive Nutrition, an equine food supplier, Joe Monroe said horses being herbivores or grazers have little need for feed because forage should be provided most of the time in the animal's diet. But the current drought, that situation has greatly affected the amount of quality hay and pasture available today. He continued to say that mandating other choices for balancing the horse's diet is needed. Monroe noted that hay loses vitamin E first, Then the B-complex vitamins. Don't feed hay that's more than 2 years old, he advised. 2% of the horse's body weight should be provided each day in forage products. He explained the equine digestive system, noting that grains, especially corn, which is high in sugars and starches, can compromise digestion, cause insulin reactions as well. Allowing horses to graze at night also reduces consumption of sugars and starches in the grass. Hey, don't forget to join Speaking of Horses TV this month. This month of February, we'll be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for the Horse World Expo and our great night show there, Theater Equus. And we're going to be featuring the likes of Mr. Tommy Turvey. Now, Tommy recently trained the Budweiser Clydesdales for the commercials you witnessed in the Super Bowl ads for Budweiser. That'll be February 21st to the 24th at the Farm Complex in Harrisburg. Come by and say hello. Join us there. We're also going to be featuring the likes of Clay Meyer and his Friesians and the likes of Mr. Jerry Diaz, the Mexican Charro. Also, we're going to be in Wellington, Florida, filming a dressage special story on some special needs people who are competing. We're also going to be at the Washington State Horse Expo and Fair, February 14 to the 16th in Vancouver, Washington. There, we're going to join up with Mr. Craig Cameron and his Extreme Cowboy Race. So come by and say hello if you're in that area as well. And don't forget, March 1st to the 3rd, 2013, we'll be at the Illinois Horse Fair, Springfield, Illinois. A lot going on. Here's a few promos about where we're going to be. Hi, Wayne Williams joins Speaking of Horses TV at the Illinois Horse Fair in Springfield, Illinois, March 1st to the 3rd, 2013. See world-class horsemen and women such as Guy McLean from Australia with his amazing horse mastery. Terry Myers from Ohio and his balanced approach to a finishing horse. Jason Goodman joins us from Colorado and the Percherons. They're going to wow you. Also, there's great shopping. There'll be a ranch rodeo Friday and Saturday evenings. Performances of horse talent with that ranch rodeo just for you. Out of Milton, Wisconsin, Tracy Porter will be there. Many more great local professional horsemen and people to inform you and educate you. That's all at the Illinois Horse Fair, March 1st to the 3rd, 2013. That's in Springfield, Illinois. Contact them at www.illinoishorsefair.org and join Speaking of Horses. Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Speaking of Horses, and we want you to join us in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for the Horse World Expo. We're going to see the likes of Mr. Tommy Turvey, Jerry and Stacy Diaz, Sylvia Zerbini, Clay Meyer with his beautiful Friesians, Julio Mendoza, and Mr. Guy McLean from Australia. They'll be not only doing clinics through the day, but they'll be performing in Theater Equus at night at the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex. Over 500 vendors, plenty of things to see, shopping, entertainment, education, and that night show featuring all of these people. Tommy and Jerry and Stacy and Sylvia, Clay, Julio, and Guy. Don't miss it. And join us. We'll be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at Horse World Expo, February 21st to the 24th, 2013. Well, we'll see you next month on World of Equine News for March 2013 here on Speaking of Horses. Join us then.